can't have a drug problem for 30 years and then expect to have it be solved in 28 days. Phoenix House, I was very moved by the hope that I saw there, which is what this is all about. Getting sober is a really hard thing to do. I'm a pretty private person, but I was on a TV show that 30 million people were watching, so people knew. It was so public what was happening to me.
I remember when he came out and I thought, wow, he came courageously out front and talked about what he was going through. So when I hear something from somebody who's been through something I've been through, it carries a lot of weight.
Turn your shoulders out towards this wall just a little bit. Excellent, you guys. This looks great, you guys.
Treatment centers are important because they sort of separate the addict from their environment where they were using.
They give you a gift of time.
To see life in a different eye.
Time to get away from the madness of the world for a minute. Time to sort of reinvent yourself.
It's a beginning to what I'm going to have to do when I get out.
They're not the finished product, though. You have to follow it up with a lot of hard work afterwards.
I know for myself in my addiction, I would isolate, have kind of like antisocial habits and not want to deal with people.
The most important thing is always to get outside of your head and help another person.
Get outside of yourself. This isn't just about us. When we isolate, it's because we feel less than. And when we get to a point where we start to value ourselves, you don't want to hurt yourself.
When I can offer something useful and helpful to the next man, it makes my problem seem a lot less and far distant.
When you're having a bad day, call somebody and ask them how they're doing and actually pay attention and listen to the answer.
They have a smile on their face and they thank you. That's what it's all about, doing good for someone.
My psychology professor who said, you have to have a vision of who you want to be. Otherwise, you're just like Thomas Merton said, you're a leaf being blown around by the winds of circumstance.
It's up to the individual to fix the problem.
You'll know when you're ready.
We all have good in us. And when I feed on the good and I take that in, it builds up and almost just has to spill out of you sooner or later.
I've had a lot of ups and downs in my life. I learned a lot from my failures. But the best thing about me is that if an alcoholic comes up to me and says, "Can you help me stop drinking?" I can say yes. Just the fact that I'm out there talking about it, just the fact that I used to be on TV makes people listen a little bit more. So I take advantage of that.